So this is our 11th year for AltWheels and our 9th fleet day.
We now have 681 charging outlets in the Commonwealth, and 641 of these are accessible to the public, and many of them are in our 123 designated green communities. 4 years ago, we only had 4.
What I do at MIT is I look at the trends in technology and especially look at what they mean in terms of large-scale deployment of those technologies to see which way the benefits lie in terms of cost reductions, emissions reductions, employment generation, and its general benefits to the economy. And what I love about being an AltWheels co-founder and having done this for the last decade or so is to see how things have evolved. And what I love is the diversity of vehicles, the powertrains and the fuels that have appeared over the last several years, and we just have a fabulous example of this from not only the tables, but those of you who have had a chance to take a peek at the diversity, big and small, of vehicles out back.
These are propane-operated vehicles. We have a couple vehicles here that are bi-fuel, which means that they run on propane, but yet they also have gasoline as a backup. Primary objective is to run it on propane. This way here, the customer can drive as far as they want and have enough fuel. And there's no urgency to have to try and find a propane station. Our whole objective is to get a fuel filling station at their office so that they could fill up in the morning, they could go out all day, come back, fill the vehicle back up. They don't have to worry about going to the gas station. This truck right here, the white one, that's a bi-fuel. The center truck right there runs only on propane. That's a Roush operation. Another bi-fuel, Icon bi-fuel liquid injection. So we have a fuel system that's mounted underneath here. We have a fuel filling located right here. The simplified way to fill this is nothing different than if you were to come out here with a fuel nozzle at a gas station to put gas into the vehicle. It's the same as hooking up on the side of the tank here. So we fill this up. This has gasoline in it too. This is why it's called bi-fuel.
We also just got a $2 million grant from the Department of Transportation, who understands exactly what we are trying to do also, to develop the first all-electric bus rapid transit line in the United States that we know of, certainly that they know of also. It's a $100 million project, we estimate, but they gave us a planning grant to get there. Most people don't know that plugging your car into a simple wall socket is here right now. And importantly, the price for electricity has been stable for decades and is not subject to wild price swings based on the world events. I'm not sure what your energy costs here are, but in Indiana, if you drive 100 miles on an internal combustion engine car, it's going to cost you between $15 and $20. For our energy prices, electric prices, to go 100 miles in Indiana cost you $1.50. By itself, a competitively priced midsize sedan with a 400-mile battery range that can be fully charged in 5 minutes would change the world. Absolutely change the world. We are not that far away.
It's a hybrid vehicle. It's electric over diesel. Once you get to a certain speed limit, the engine will idle down and it'll turn into electric. Going up hills, it'll ask for more power. The engine will start firing back up and take over. When you come to a stoplight, the engine shuts down to conserve the fuel. It's a closed-circuit television truck for the sewer system of Framingham.
And when I think of telematics, to me, it's really, really simple. It's where's my stuff right now? What's my stuff doing right now? And what did my stuff do yesterday, day before, last week, last month, back in history? It gives me that full picture.
CNG buses, but a couple of them are actually powered by hydrogen.
Smartway was built by and for and with freight shippers and carriers, and that's the secret of its success. They stay with Smartway, they grow Smartway, they coach us on the next steps we need to take to remain current and relevant. Because the program reduces emissions, enjoys such good support from industry, and costs very little in terms of EPA funding and other resources, Smartway really thrives at EPA.
This is one of the first systems with a price point under $10,000, and that's before any incentives. And again, it works by capturing regenerative braking on deceleration and then assisting the engine on acceleration. Saves about 20% on fuel on urban and suburban drive cycles.
This is my biofuel CNG service truck. It runs on CNG and gasoline. Here you'll see the CNG injectors. This is a stainless steel high pressure line, 3600 PSI with the CNG in it. This is a dual regulator setup, bringing the pressure down in stages so you don't get 3600 PSI going into the engine. It's actually brought down to 135 PSI when it goes into the engine.
So very durable. They have this EFT covering on it, basically Teflon, so it's resistance to branch strikes and road debris or anything that may strike it will come right off, as well as any dust or anything doesn't accumulate on the panel. So it's about 0.6 pounds per square foot to add to the weight of the truck, much less than your conventional glass panel used for housing. Currently right now we're getting 32 amps of power at 12 volts off the solar panels, but we can take power off the alternator when the truck is running, as well as plugging in at night on shore power if you need to. Okay. We will store the power in some kind of battery system and then use it for various applications.
Right, and the lights are on up front.
Yep, the emergency lights are on right now. We have liftgate support, electric air conditioning over there. You can hear it coming on. It's actually real time showing how much power it's drawing. So in this case, it's actually the solar's covering pretty much the air conditioning. And that's the beauty with air conditioning and solar. The hotter it is, the more sun, the more power, the more air conditioning. It's actually very important on all electric vehicles because that energy is going to be used for the transportation drive. And we can put the solar panels on to either extend that mileage or better yet to run their auxiliary loads, would be lift gates or air conditioning.